You are watching your award-winning cable access station, Channel 13 and 19, Athol Orange Community Television.
Hi, this is Hattie Nessel on January 20th, 2017. We're at Athol Orange Community Television, and the name of this program is Save the Planet Updates. So we always talk about what we can do as individuals. We can do certain things as voters. We can do certain things from lobbying our elected officials. We can do certain things with our lifestyle. So our lifestyle is very much under our control. So we're talking about every week now reusable bags. And I can tell you, I went into Hannaford just the other day, and I saw 5 people with their carts full of reusable bags. And I saw the manager of the store. He says, we're going to be going reusables. People will no longer have an option of using those single-use plastic bags. It's happening all over the state, and all over the country, and all over the world. We're a little bit behind, but we're going to catch up. So today I just wanted to, again, emphasize, remember to bring your reusable bags into the store. And I showed one that I bought the other day up at CVS, and this is another one that I just bought at CVS, which is quite it's like a magician, the way it folds up and unfolds into becoming a very large reusable bag. And this is at CVS, right behind the counter. And then somebody here at the studio said I could borrow this and show it. This is her reusable bag. And it's an old one that she's had. It's a very nice one. And again, it's this kind of nice silk material. And it's very easy to hold in your pocket or your pocketbook or whatever you've got with you. And this is another very, very good reusable bag. So I hope to see you in Hannaford or Market Basket or Job Lot or Walmart or wherever you're shopping with your reusable bags. We're going to start talking about the Dakota Access Pipeline and show you some very good pictures that we've gotten from different photographers that have been out there. And this is a C.T. Sakowin Seal of the Great Sioux Nation, the Standing Rock Sioux. And they've been fighting this pipeline that's on their territory, on their sites, and now you're seeing a beautiful picture of 3 children out there and a wonderful teepee. And what is exciting about today is not only the Dakota Access Pipeline pictures, but there's been a really good decision by a judge in Bismarck, North Dakota, which is where the pipeline is. So a federal judge has said he won't keep the Army Corps of Engineers from launching a full environmental study of the $3.8 billion Dakota Access Pipeline's disputed crossing under a Missouri River reservoir in North Dakota. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg denied Texas-based Energy Transfer Partners, who owns the pipeline, request to stop the Corps from proceeding until he rules on whether the company already has the necessary permission to lay pipe under Lake Ohi, the water source for the Standing Rock Sioux, and millions of people, millions of people. Right now on the screen is a gorgeous picture of the horses and the native people and their flag. It's really very moving. The Army published a notice Wednesday of its intent to prepare an environmental impact statement on the crossing so that ETP will not be able to lay pipe under the reservoir while the study is ongoing. And there's one on the screen now for people who are on the radio. You can't see it, but it says, "Respect our water," and there's a native person in full, beautiful ceremonial dress on a horse, and it's really very, very moving. The study could take up to 2 years, but the study notice can be withdrawn if that ruling ever changed. So I'm very happy about that. That's one thing to be happy about today. And now we're going to just talk a little bit more about the plastic bag issue to remind you that plastic bags are made from petroleum, and it's the same kind of petroleum that they want to have going through that pipe from Canada to the Gulf and then for export. So there's a limited amount of fossil fuel left in the ground. We really need to use it sparingly and not for plastic bags. The plastic bags get into our rivers and oceans and eat the marine life. They pollute the air, and over 90% of them end up in the landfill. And there is legislation going through the state, and so far 42 towns or cities have banned plastic bags. The average supermarket, which I consider Hannaford to be, uses 51,000 plastic bags a week. And I believe it because I am there and I see people with their bags, their baskets full of plastic bags. So they're going to be changing. They're going to be joining the others, Hannafords, Market Baskets, Walmart's, others, big box stores, job lots that will no longer be able to use a single use. So I encourage you, buy these beautiful bags. You can't go wrong. Then I want to talk a little bit about Maura Healey, who is our Attorney General. And she just won a showdown with ExxonMobil. Good for her, I say. She is among several state attorney generals who are investigating ExxonMobil and climate change. And maybe you've heard about this. But they have 40 years of documentation about how fossil fuels, which they're in business of producing, negatively affects climate change. She now has access to those 40 years of documents, she and other attorneys general that are with her on this. So Suffolk Superior Court Judge Heidi Breiger denied the company an emergency motion or protective order that would have blocked Healey's demand for the company's internal research on global warming. The decision came on the same day ExxonMobil's former CEO, Rex Tillerson, was grilled by the Senate over his nomination to become President-elect, Donald Trump's Secretary of State, and he refused to answer questions about Exxon's understanding of climate change. The ruling is a major victory for Maura Healey. We can thank her. We can let her know, yes. So this is along with the Attorney General of New York, etc. So that is very, very good information. Exxon has to end its obstructive tactics and come clean about whether it misled Massachusetts consumers and investors about what it knew about climate change and its causes and effects. So that is very, very exciting that we've had 2 victories there. And this is another victory, which I consider a victory. I don't have the other article, but there are 2 solar fields going up, one in Orange, one in Ethel, right now as we speak. This one is going up across from, on Templeton Road, across from very near the entrance to the Market Basket complex up there. And they will be constructing a 420 kilowatt ground-mounted solar array with 1,241 solar panels, each 320 watt in power. The array will take up 1.7 acres of a 2.4 acre lot across from North Quabbin Commons. So I consider that quite a victory. where we are standing with climate change is not so great. So we really need to think. I was in a yoga class this morning and we were talking about our lifestyles. Do we remember to turn off a light? Do we remember to turn off a hot water faucet and not let it just run and run and run? Do we time our showers? Do we wear our clothes more than one day so that we don't have to do laundry every day or every other day even? Do we drive our car less? Do we walk more? Do we fly less? What can we do? Because it is dire what is going on with the climate. And the last article I'll probably have time for today is where this is from the Boston Globe, January 13th. New England is likely to experience significantly greater warming over the next decade and beyond than the rest of the planet, according to new findings by climate scientists at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. The region's temperatures are projected to rise by an average of 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit, above pre-industrial levels by 2025, according to the study. The scientists found that the Northeast is warming more rapidly than any other part of the country except Alaska, and that the 3.6 degree Fahrenheit rise in the region is likely to come 2 decades before the rest of the world gets to that point. Scientists have called on policymakers around the world to reduce carbon emissions in hopes of limiting global warming to 2 degrees Celsius, a threshold considered critical to avoiding a catastrophic rise in sea levels and other major damage attributed to climate change. More drastic action is needed to reduce the use of coal, oil, and other fossil fuels, as called for by the 2015 Climate Accord signed in Paris. So we need to be very vigilant and care enough about the future to be mindful in the present. And we'll be back again next week, and we hope you have a good week and you can think about what you can do for climate change. Thank you very much for listening.